Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of High School Women's Basketball live here at the Shoebox. I'm Matt Rainier alongside Jeff Skaversky. It should be an interesting matchup as the Chichester Eagles are set to take on the Penwood Patriots. Now, coming to this game, both teams have losing records. Patriots are currently at 6-7. Chichester is currently at 3-9. So both teams still going to turn their season around, still have a chance to win their conference. Should be an interesting matchup between two defensive-minded teams. I mean, Jeff, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, certainly, you look back at that game when they faced each other last month. Penwood held them to under 10 points in all four quarters and only 12 second-half points. They're going to look back at that defense and try to do the same thing here today at home.
Absolutely. It should be an exciting matchup, to say the least. I'm looking for more of an offensive output from both teams. They're not exactly shooting particularly well outside the line, so it should be interesting to see how two teams that are mostly defensive-oriented will fare on the offensive end. Too much mustard on that pass.
Yeah, 3 early turnovers in the first 3 minutes. Not a good sign so far for the offense for the Patriots.
And the ball goes out of bounds off a Penwood player's hand. And the Eagles will inbound. It's Moyette inbounding for Chichester. As she would put up a 3. It is no good, and rebound by Penwood. This time it was Hughes with the rebound.
Moyette trying to give them the lead. That long 3, her second missed attempt, 0 for 2 to start from beyond.
Johnson now has the ball, gets it to Carter. Carter trying to drive inside, puts up a quick floater, and it falls in with a little bit of help from the rim, as that is her first bucket of the day.
Jocelyn Carter, when they were shorthanded last week, she really stepped up. That 5'2" senior guard doing it once again early today.
And that was Demaya Moyette getting the second bucket of the day, and she's been responsible for all 3 of the for the Eagles' points so far today.
Hey, she's their leading scorer. Why not doing it early here?
Absolutely, as Johnson now brings the ball back up for the Patriots as they will try to score again. Johnson now has it, trying to get past some defenders, gets it out to a wide open Roscoe. Roscoe for another 3. It is no good, and is rebounded by Moyette, her first rebound of the night. Moyette trying to drive inside. She gets it inside to Madison. Madison puts it up. It is no good. Looks like a foul was called against Hughes on that play, as Messiah Madison will now head to the line.
Madison, she controls the back line, directing traffic, does a really good job on the defensive end. There on the offensive end, trying to get her first points of the game, trying to really help out Moyette, who has been leading the way so far this season and early on tonight.
She has a chance to cut into the lead and potentially tie the game. She hits both. Unfortunately, the first one falls down and it is no good on that one. Interestingly enough, Patriots currently have 4 fouls to Chichester's 1, yet they're still leading the game. That's honestly kind of impressive on their end that they're still able to get it done, but that's got to be frustrating for the Chichester bench right now.
Certainly so. Kimberly Wood in her first season as head coach. Team's trying to bounce back. Remember, they didn't have a season a year ago, so they're still trying to get in a rhythm and find themselves here.
As the buzzer continues to go, not quite sure what that's about.
Well, that's not annoying at all, is it?
Looks like they finally got it under control. Maybe someone's finger was on that for a little too long. We have a bit of substitution here for the Penwood Patriots. Zanaya Gillis subs into the game, as does Zanaya Blackwell. Looks like we have a bit of talk from the Chichester coach. She's talking it over with the refs right now, and it looks like she was not happy about a call. Looks like the clock has now, something's wrong with the clock here. It seems like we have a stoppage of the game at the moment. Sure, we're still talking it over.
The issue is one of the clocks is correct. The clock on the end where Penwood is shooting is not correct at all.
Currently,
it's at 48 minutes.
That's currently 16 more minutes than the game was supposed to last. It's game time, so I'm not quite sure. So it looks like they're going to have to figure that out and just have to use the one scoreboard for now. As Blackwell gets it out to Roscoe. Roscoe back to Blackwell. It is tipped and stolen by him. Oh, she could not hold on to that ball as it went out of bounds. Good defensive effort on that there, though.
Yeah, Moyette showing her quick hands, her quick feet, but could just not keep it in there, so Penwood will maintain possession.
As Roscoe now brings it back up the court for Penwood. She gets it out to Blackwell. Blackwell tries to get a quick outlet pass, and Moyette this time is going to pick up the steal. She lays it up, and it is in as she ties the game. Great scoop and score by Demaya Moyette. She has been responsible for all 5 of the Chichester Eagles scoring tonight, so that is a very impressive performance from her.
There are those quick feet, those quick hands we're talking about. She can do it all defensively.
Carter puts up a jumper. It is no good. Gillis rebounds it and puts it in. Zanaya Gillis, her first bucket of the day, currently playing off the bench. She was starting last time I was here, so a bit of a rotation difference there. as Moyet now tries to get a quick score for Chichester.
Gillis back in that number 2 jersey, wearing 22. Last time out in that Tayana Pratt Hayward's number, but she's back to her original number now.
Looks like a foul was called against the Penwood Patriots, so looks like Madison will head to the line to shoot free throws. She has a chance to tie the game. She had the chance last time, missed both, but she has a chance to redeem herself right here. And again, foul trouble costing the Patriots a lot right now. They've been fortunate that the free throws have not been falling, but that is their 5th foul already in the game. They have as many fouls as Chichester does points at this point, and only a 2-point lead. As Jones puts it in, she gets the first one to fall. That is the first point for her today.
You look at the Patriots, they're having a little trouble on offense, and that really has to do with Kimberly Wood's defense. The tough thing for them defensively is they mix up all sorts of defensive presence, whether it's man-to-man, they can do a 2-3 zone, a 3-2 zone. They really can do it all, so that makes it tough for Penwood. It's perhaps why we're seeing a lot of three-pointers early here.
Absolutely, as Madison ties the game, redeeming herself from the 2 misses she had on her last 2 attempts. As the Penwood Patriots will try to match the score with one of their own, as Roscoe gets it out to Carter. Carter is looking to drive inside, and the layup is good. A nice pretty floater from Carter. That is her 2nd bucket of the night.
Yeah, really good three-point shooter is Jocelyn Carter. She opened up that Chester game with back-to-back threes earlier this season, and she's showing her presence early on here tonight.
As Gillis rebounds the ball and gets it out to Roscoe, as the Patriots will bring the ball back up the court. Roscoe gets it out to Blackwell. Blackwell gets it back to Roscoe. She had a tip pass earlier, but not this time. Roscoe gets it out to Carter. Carter gets it inside. It is tipped and stolen by Jones, who gets it out to Moyet. Moyet now has the ball, gets it inside. Now Taylor has the ball. Taylor puts it up. It is no good. Rebounded by the Chichester Eagles. Unfortunately, it falls out of their hands, and Penwood will get the ball back as Michelle Togba pulled that rebound in.
Jayla Granberry so close down low. She had an opportunity to tie this game up, just could not do it, averaging only 4 points per game. She had an opportunity really to make a strong presence early here.
And with under a minute to play, Penwood will try to increase their lead to 4, potentially 5 here, as Blackwell now has the ball. Blackwell gets it to Carter. Carter is closely defended as she falls down, and a foul was called. It appears that it was against Carter there. Looks like they called a travel or a double dribble there.
Yeah, Carter, she likes to get to the basket on that first break there, coming off a crossover or even a screen, and perhaps a little too much there.
Juwana Jones will bring the ball back up. She gets it inside to Madison. Madison gets it out. Moyet puts up a 3. No good. Rebound by Carter, as she will bring the ball back up the court as they're trying to get a quick score before the end of the first quarter. Tries to force the ball between the legs of defenders. Unfortunately, it bounces off their legs and out of bounds.
Yeah, not much of a lane there. Looks like Carter was trying to force it there, but the defense, good job there by Marissa Taylor, their senior guard.
Not often every day that you see someone blocking a pass with their legs. Usually you see that with hockey. Usually you're trying to block the puck with your shin guards. A little bit of a different there, but the Penwood Patriots will get the ball back here. As it appears, we have a bit of a stoppage of clock at the moment. Looks like they're Chichester's trying to figure out some substitutions maybe. No, but Carter will get the ball and gets it to Roscoe. Roscoe looking for the open woman. She gets it. Gets it to Blackwell. Blackwell almost loses it there. Blackwell gets it to Roscoe. It's tipped and stolen by Moyet as Moyet lays it up, and it is no good. She's going to be thinking about that later tonight. She had it clear as day. Unfortunately, just could not get it to fall her way, as Penwood will get the ball back with 19 left to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, Moet and Jones, they average about 10 steals per game between the two of them, and they are showing it early on, their defensive presence against this Patriots team.
And Carter tried to get it, but it looks like she stepped out of bounds. So Chichester, after an unfortunate mistake there, they will get a chance to match the score here with 18.4 left to play in the first quarter. As Jones brings it up, she tries to find the open woman. She gets it to Moyet. Moyet lays it up. No good. And it looks like a foul was called against Moyet. And the clock appears to have run out.
No, there was...
Still 10 seconds left.
Yeah, there was about 10 seconds left and more issues with the clock. And the referees are just literally looking at each other like, we don't know what to do here.
And this is a situation, you know, a lot of people and it looks like the scores have been erased too on the scoreboard, so it looks like some misfunction with the clock there. Right now, it is currently 9-7. We had about 18 seconds left on the clock, and so far, the defensive effort from both teams has been apparent. Neither team has broken the double-figure mark yet. Both shooting about less than 30% from the field at this point. But still, the defensive effort that we talked about is there for both teams. They're trying to figure it out. Looks like they're getting the scoring back under control there.
Looks like what they did was just reset the entire scoreboard on both ends, and are putting the scores back there. But the problem is that it comes really in the middle of a possession here with 10 seconds to go, as opposed to just doing it between quarters.
I guess they were unfortunate. They were pretty fortunate that Blackwell stepped out of bounds to give them a chance to, stop the clock and maybe fix the issue. Maybe that was what they were going for, and they just miscommunicated with the refs, as it looks like they have the time under control back. Currently at 9-6 on their scoreboard. It's currently 9-7 in the game. Maybe a bit of a rookie on the scoreboard operator today, as they're still trying to figure things out. And while we wait for that, so far in this game, Demaya Moyet for Chichester, so far 5 points out of their 7. Looks like they got the scoring back under control. A little bit of a technical difficulties there. It looks like the game is back under control. Clock is now running again.
Right, but shouldn't there be 10 seconds on the clock, not 16 or 18 seconds that they had?
We may have been a bit off there. But Penwood will get the ball right here, as the Chichester Eagles are talking it over on the defensive end, as the ball went off one of their hands, as Roscoe tries to inbound it. She gets it to Johnson. Johnson's close to guard. She gets away. Johnson bringing it up the court for Penwood. Johnson again trying to find the open woman. He's looking, driving inside, tries to get it to Gillis inside. Gillis puts it up. No good on that one, as the ball falls out of bounds with 2.7 left to play. And they're going to need a Hail Mary here if they're going to get it. We have a bit of a talk from the refs. Looks like they're calling a foul there.
Layla Johnson, great job penetrating in the lane there, but the crossover, getting it to Gillis, everything but the finish there for the Patriots.
Absolutely. Gillis, a strong rebounder for her. That is her 3rd rebound of the night. They try to get a long outlet pass. Moyet puts up a long 3. No good. And that is it. No buzzer that time. It looks like maybe the buzzer is the issue. I'm not quite sure what the issue is with the clock, but nonetheless, after 1 quarter, it is the Penwood Patriots up 9-7 against the Chichester Eagles. Welcome back to high school football live here at the Shoebox between the Penwood Patriots basketball, I am sorry. Between the Penwood Patriots and the Chichester Eagles. Penwood currently up 9-7 over the Eagles. And so far it's been a one-woman show for the Chichester Eagles, with Maya Moyet being responsible for most of their scoring. Meanwhile, Penwood, a much more balanced attack on offense, though both teams still struggling to score. Fouls have been the story for Penwood so far, as they have been out-fouling them by 5 fouls to Chichester's 2. So, Jeff, what do you think, what is the coach telling them about that fouls? What do you think his message is after that quarter?
Well, 1, stay out of foul trouble. And 2, if you're Penwood, finish down low. It's been an issue. And, of course, the turnovers. We talked about that last time we were here, last week in their last game. It's the turnovers, and that's really going to separate this team from becoming a winning team and still in position to make a run in the Delaware Valley Conference. Cut down on those turnovers, especially in playoff time. That's going to be an issue if they want to advance far.
Absolutely, and they're still talking things over with the refs. It looked like they took 2 seconds off the clock. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the clock situation here, as the ref is trying to figure things out here. But as we continue, as we are waiting for this, interesting stat for you here tonight. Damaya Moyet with 5 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal to boot. Meanwhile, Zanaya Gillis coming off the bench at first. She already has a bucket and 3 rebounds to boot. Anaya Roscoe with a nice 3. She was taking a lot of shots early on. And Jocelyn Carter, a well-balanced attack for her with 2 points and 2 rebounds to boot along the way. So overall, much more balanced attack for Penwood. Still can't get the scoring to quite fall their way. Meanwhile, Chichester, they got to find some other scores other than Moyet. They can't just keep relying on her forever. Otherwise, this has the potential to become an ugly game, and they can't afford any more losses as they are currently sitting at 3-9 on the year. Penwood 6-7, under 500, but they still have a chance to catch the Delaware Conference if they can keep winning. It's going to be quite the challenge. They've been dealing with a lot of COVID issues and all the other stuff with them, but still, they still have a chance. As Chichester will start off the ball here, as Jones will bring it up. Foul was called, I believe, against Carter. It was called for a hard foul there. I'm not quite sure why. Even she's confused right here as she is looking frustrated and just wondering, what did she do?
Second time Carter has picked up a foul, and it's the second time she's going, wait a minute, me? I did what?
Another big, and fouls continue to plague the Penn Patriots as Taylor will bring it inside, tries to tip it to her teammate, gets it out to Jones. Jones looking for the open woman, gets a long outlet to Jones. No good on the rebound, but Gillis pulls it in for Penwood as they will bring the ball back up the court. And Johnson will now have the ball and bring it up for the Patriots. Johnson looking. Gets it to Roscoe. Roscoe back to Johnson. Johnson is looking. Gets it out to an open Carter. Carter to Roscoe for the 3. No good. Rebound by Jones for the Chichester Eagles as they bring the ball back up the court, and they're looking to go fast here. As Jones now has the ball for the Eagles. Gets it out to Taylor. Taylor is looking. Gets it out to Moyet. Moyet going to try a 3 of her own. No good, and rebounded by Moyet. She's able to rebound her own miss there. Tries to draw a foul there, looked like. Jones now has the ball. Jones looking. Jones gets it out to Taylor. Taylor thinking about the 3. She decides to pass it to Moyet. Moyet driving inside. Blocked by Gillis. What a block by her. She's able to haul it in, and she's bringing up the court fast. Draws it up, lays it in, and it is good. A quick scoop and score for her.
Zanaya Gillis using that big 5'10" frame, doing it on both ends of the court. That impact player since her freshman year, using her experience there on both ends.
As Madison will now have the ball for Penwood, but it is tipped and stolen. Hughes is able to recover that. Hughes brings it up to Roscoe. Roscoe trying to drive inside. No good. Rebound Taylor. Taylor now going to bring it up for the Eagles. Bumps into her teammate there as Taylor now dips it inside to Madison. Madison gets it to... As she falls down, a hard foul is called there. I believe it was against the Eagles there. So it looks like the Penwood Patriots will get the ball back here as they are now up 11-7 with 6:17 left to play in the second quarter.
The Eagles are having a real tough time, obviously scoring on Penwood again tonight like they did last month when they lost by 17 to this Patriots team. And that's why I think we're seeing early. They're trying to push the tempo. They're really trying to drive, use that motion flex offense, adjust throughout the game as they see fit. But right now we see them trying to attack to get that run going against this team when they had so many issues scoring on them a few weeks back.
Absolutely, and the foul was called against Penwood, actually. That's their 7th of the night, so they missed the 3 for there from Chichester. Roscoe now has the ball for Penwood, trying to get a quick bucket here as Gillis drives inside, and it is good. She draws the foul and is able to get to the line for another. Zanaya Gillis already with 6 points. She has the potential to make it 7 right here.
Gillis showing her athleticism, top rebounder on the team, a good scorer, especially around the basket, and we saw it right there. She scores back-to-back points for the Patriots.
Puts up the 3 throw, and it's no good. Clinks off the rim. Hughes tries to tip it in, but she is unable to hold on to it as the Chichester Eagles will get the ball back, and Taylor will inbound it, gets it out to Jones. And unfortunately, Gillis, interestingly enough, she came off the bench to start the game. We had her listed as a starter, but she was on the bench for the beginning of the game. She wasn't listed as injured or anything, so it was a bit of a mystery there. Maybe she just wanted to size up the defense to see what happens. As they take a shot here for the Eagles, no good. Rebound Hughes. Hughes gets it to Roscoe as she brings the ball up the court for the Patriots.
Hughes missed some time last week. Off the court issue. But she is back and making her presence felt off the bench.
Gillis inside, and it is good. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I just could not let that action get away from our audience as Gillis is able to get another foul and another bucket there. She is going to the line for one more. again, dominating the middle here. They didn't use her much in the first quarter, but she is making her presence felt. 8 points on the night so far for her. And she will get a free throw off here. Let's see if she can make up for the miss earlier.
Gillis, the best player on the floor right now, and you can see her confidence building over the last few minutes, defensively and offensively.
Already a block, a rebound, and 7 points in this quarter alone. She is really feeling herself there, and is tipped and stolen. Blackwell with the steal there as she gets it out, but it's tipped and stolen again. Chichester's Jones gets it back. Looks like a foul was called. It looks like it was against the Patriots. I couldn't get a good look at it. It looks like it was. So Jones will head to the line to shoot 3 throws. Fouls again costing the Patriots right here. Their point-to-foul ratio at this moment in time, for all you stat eggs out there, is 2-1 right now, and that is insane that they are already up to almost double-digit fouls, and we're not even halfway through the second quarter here.
So Zaniyah Blackwell, she had a little trouble defensively there picking up that foul, and Rory Lewis was really getting on her, that junior guard. Look, she's going to obviously be a senior next year. She's going to be one of the leaders of this team, and he's giving her a teaching moment there as the backup point guard and shooting guard. She plays a lot of great defense, a lot of great intensity, and she's going to be a big part of this team going forward.
Speaking of which, Blackwell for 3. No good. Rebound Gillis. Inside, no good. Rebound Gillis. And it is good. Zaniyah Gillis again making her presence felt. That is her 9th point in this quarter alone, 11 total in the game.
She has more points than Chichester has total. Gillis is red hot right now. She's feeling it.
Well, yeah, puts up a quick jumper. No good. Rebound by Roscoe for the Penwood Patriots as she brings up the court, and it looks she's able to get by a couple of defenders there. Almost loses the ball. A travel is called, though. That's got to stink for her right there. She had an open clearing, only one defender to beat. She could not get it, though, as Taylor will inbound it for the Patriots, gets it to Jones.
Yeah, costly mistake there. It looks like the Patriots starting to pull away here at home, and yet another turnover. They haven't had one in about 5 minutes, and that was crucial as we saw that run here. They're now up 10.
Absolutely, and they were struggling offensively here. They've already almost doubled they've doubled their points already, scored as many as they had in the entire first quarter. In just 4 minutes of action here, they're clearly picking up the offensive pace, and that's good to see from them. They've been struggling offensively recently, so they've really been able to pick up the pace here as Madison will shoot 3 throws for the Eagles. She's unable to get it to go as Carter with the strong rebound there, slamming her feet against the ground there, gets it to Gillis. And Hughes looking for the open woman. She dips it to Roscoe. Roscoe is looking for an open player here, still sizing up the defense, and it bounces off her foot. Can't hang on to it, though, as it rolls out of bounds. And there's another turnover, and another that has just been a problem for them all night long, as they're now up to 9 fouls on the night.
Can you imagine what the score would be if they didn't have all those turnovers? They'd be up another 10 easily.
Easily, absolutely. It'd be 20. I would say, I'm not a betting man, but I would bet probably 30-8 by now if they weren't turning the ball over so much and with so many fouls on the moment, as Chichester's unable to get that one to go, as Johnson will bring it back up the court. Blackwell from the corner. It is good. Blackwell. Looked like that was a 2-pointer, though. She was inside the line, but hey, a bucket is a bucket nonetheless. That is her second of the night.
She supplies great defense, but this time doing it on the offensive end. Great job by Zaniyah Blackwell. She had that foul earlier, and they're getting it done. And
Johnson will bring it up the court, and she is able to get it off the steal from Hughes on the other end, as the Eagles want to talk it over. That defense that they were able to hold the Patriots to just 9 points throughout the entire first quarter. The defensive strategy is not working out as they would have liked. They are now down by 14 at this moment in time. I mean, if you're the coach, what are you telling them after such a great defensive effort from the first quarter, and now they're struggling as much in this quarter?
Well, one, they have to finish their baskets underneath. So on the offensive end, they have to do a better job in the paint. They're taking a lot of outside shots because they're having a tough time penetrating against this Penwood defense that has been really sharp under Rory Lewis. And then you talk about defensively, they have to make some stops, and they cannot afford to let the Patriots take these outside shots and knock them down.
Absolutely. As we see the Penwood coach here talking over with his players, I mean, he's got to be feeling really good. They struggled offensively in the first quarter, but here they are with 13 points already to show for it. I mean, Zaniyah Gillis, she has led the way here with 7 points in this quarter alone, or 9 points in this quarter alone, excuse me. She has just been a dominant force on both ends of the ball. 2 blocks, 5 rebounds, and 11 points to boot. I mean, how do you stop that kind of a player if you're the opposing coach?
Well, her size at 5'10", there's really only one player on the floor that could stop her, and that is Demaya Moet, their senior guard. And so that's going to be a tough matchup, and you really have to get her on her if this is going to go down, because Gillis is so athletic. She's been an impact player since her freshman year.
Taylor takes the three. It is no good. Rebounded by Hughes of Penwood. And we had a substitution here for the Chichester Eagles. Armani Ballard will sub in for Jaila Granberry, who unfortunately does not have a stat, but Johnson's able to get that one to go as she puts up another bucket for her.
Good job, Layla Johnson, slicing through traffic right there to get the two.
Absolutely. As Dewana Jones gets it to Taylor. Taylor is going to drive inside, tries to float a floater. No good. Rebound Hughes. Hughes will get it out to Carter. She brings it back up the court. Carter gets it to Blackwell. Blackwell back to Carter almost immediately. Gets it inside to Hughes. Hughes going to put up a floater. No good. Rebound Taylor. And Taylor will bring it back up the court for the Eagles. And is tipped out of bounds. Johnson almost ran into her bench trying to pick that one off. Yeah, the defensive effort from Johnson seen right there. That's what you want to see. You know, you may not be able to haul it in, but hey, the effort is there, and that's a big reason why they're up by 16 now, with 2:40 left to play in the second quarter. As Johnson brings it back up the court for the Patriots. Johnson tries to drive inside, bounces off her foot, and it goes out of bounds. As the Eagles will get the ball back here.
Stick with what works. Layla Johnson. A few trips down the floor, she sliced through traffic, got an easy two. She was trying to repeat that move and pick up and extend that lead.
As the Patriots tip it and almost steal it away, as Ballard will put up a quick jumper, and she has got it. That is her first shot of the night. Off the bench is Armani Ballard, and she's got two for the Eagles.
Their senior Armani Ballard, their guard coming off the bench, giving them a boost that they really need. Kimberly Wood in her first season, she's trying to get this team going in the right direction. They have a really strong history, but they didn't play last year, so they lost an entire year of experience. And despite having three senior guards in this lineup, they're a team that is obviously struggling this season to find their rhythm, to find their momentum, especially in the conference.
Absolutely, as Demaya Moyet will put up another bucket. That is her 6th point of the night. She has a chance to make it 7 here. Responsible for over 50% of their scoring at the moment, but Penwood has done a great job of holding her down. She does have 6 points in the night, about to make it 7, but still, they've been able to maintain her and lock her out from scoring big numbers like this as she boosts her numbers up to 7, cutting the lead to 12, as the Patriots will bring it back up the court. And while it might not be Super Bowl 52, this matchup between the Eagles and the Patriots is still being a good one, as the ball is tipped and falls out of bounds. It looks like the Patriots had the last hand on it, so Chichester will get the ball back here. As Taylor inbounds it to Jones. Jones will bring it up for the Eagles. Taylor going to put up a long-range 3, and it's good.
How about Marissa Tower, the senior guard? She averages 6 points per game, half of them right there on the 3.
Hey, the three-point shot has changed the game forever with basketball ever since Steph Curry to the end of the game. So, hey, then why not take a play out of his book and take a deep 3 as Johnson drives inside. And it is good. Little resistance there from the defense as Johnson slices through for another quick bucket. As they are now up by 11 with 1:34 left to play in the first quarter. Taylor puts up another 3. Feeling a little gutsy there. Moyet puts it up. No good. Now Jones puts it up. And she finally gets it to go for the Eagles. 2 offensive rebounds there for them. And they're finally able to get it go down. Hey, it doesn't matter how long it takes to get it in as long as you get it in on that possession. As Johnson now has the ball for the Patriots. Johnson gets it to Blackwell. Blackwell's trying to drive inside. Blackwell puts it up, blocked by Taylor. As Madison will rebound it. She tries to bring it up, gets it out, tipped. As we have a play that fell down. Chichester able to maintain possession here, gets it out to Taylor. Taylor going to take another 3. No good. Rebound by Johnson. And Johnson gets it out to Blackwell. Blackwell will bring it up the court for the Patriots with under a minute to play in the second quarter, up by 9, excuse me. As the whistle is blown by the referee, it looks like a foul was called against the Eagles here. I believe it might have been a hand check, I believe, as the Patriots will get the ball to start this possession here. And Johnson will inbound it. And what a quarter she's having. She was very silent with only a steal in the first quarter, but 6 points in this quarter alone. She's playing some great ball. Tries to get it to Gillis. Falls out of bounds, but it came off a Chichester player's hand. So they will get the ball. They will maintain possession here.
Johnson was really good in that last game against Chichester. 30 points. Was really sharp, and she's doing it again here tonight.
Gillis puts it up. No good on that one. Looks like she drew a foul there, so she will head to the line to shoot free throws and potentially to crack into the crack further into the double digits to get 13 potentially. And Zanaya Gillis, she is using her size to the fullest advantage. Tried to get another easy layup there, but she was doubled. And really, I think that's the only efficient way that they might be able to stop her tonight. She's probably the tallest person on the court tonight. She's honestly taller than some of the referees out there.
How do you stop this player? We talked about it a few minutes ago. She is just unbelievable, and you could tell in the second quarter she is gaining confidence. And Kimberly Wood at the half, that is going to be her #1 goal, trying to figure out how to stop Zanaya Gillis.
If I'm her, I put 2 players on her at all times. I use some of my bigger body players to slow her down as much as I can.
Well, why not go to your man-to-man, right? And why not put Demaya Moet on her? I mean, she's your best player, your best defender. Why don't you put her on your best player that is just beating you on both ends of the court?
Absolutely. It begs one to question why. As Gillis is able to get the second one to go, she's only able to get 13, but she's now up to 12 points on the night as Moyet gets it out to Jones, who brings up the court, trying to get one last quick bucket here with under 30 left to play in the second quarter. Moyet gets it to Ballard, and now to Moyet. Jones now has the ball, gets it to Moyet, trying to drive inside. Tipped and stolen by Johnson. Her second steal of the night, gets it out to Gillis, as now Penwood has a chance to make one more score before the end of the first half. As Gillis is looking, gets a long outlet to Blackwell, almost bounces out of bounds with 6 seconds to play. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gillis puts it up. No good on that last shot, as the Patriots lead the Chichester Eagles 26-17 after the first half. We'll be back after this short break. Thank you for tuning in for now.